Everybody ready? Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the October 5th council meeting, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. No, we're not supposed to wear pink today, but if you did, kudos to you. We're supposed to wear it at the next council meeting, but it's just very important to me, so I'm going to wear it every day. All right, so with that, shall we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and a moment of silence? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Miss Jackie, can you call the roll, please?
Mayor Velardo,
Here?
Vice Mayor Evans,
Here.
Ms. Russell,
Here.
Mr. Mitchell,
Here.
Mr. Redmond,
Here.
Ms. Chamberlain,
Here.
Mr. Haskins.
Here.
Thank you. All right. Has everyone had a chance to review the proceedings from the September 21st meeting? And do I have a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Mr. Mitchell,
Yes.
Ms. Chamberlain,
Yes.
Mr. Redmond,
Abstain.
Mr. Haskins.
Yes.
Ms. Russell,
Yes.
Ms. Velardo,
Yes.
Ms. Evans.
Yes.
Everyone has had a chance to look at the August finance report. Is anyone prepared to make a motion to adopt?
So moved. Second.
Ms. Chamberlain,
Yes.
Mr. Redmond,
Yes.
Mr. Haskins.
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell,
Yes.
Ms. Velardo,
Yes.
Ms. Evans,
Yes.
Ms. Russell.
Yes.
Perfect. That takes us to public comments. Is there anybody in the office who would like to address council? Competition tonight. Good evening.
Hello, we're on the same team. We just wanted to come as the Art Affair group and the Historical Society and just thank the city for all your support for Art Affair. We had a really successful event considering all the challenges we had after COVID and after having to skip the event last year. So we just really want to thank you for all your cooperation and help and for everyone that came out to participate in the event. And Marty's going to say just a couple more words.
We thank the city, first of all, for allowing us to do it. I know it was a tough decision, and we're certainly glad you did, and your support throughout the entire time is greatly appreciated. We appreciate the police support on the street that day. The fire department on the street that day was very helpful. It was nice to have them around. And I especially want to do a shout out to your maintenance department, especially Eddie and Jay. We'd ask something, they go, oh, we've got that, and they would take care of things for us. They were fabulous, and we could not have done it. So thank you all very much.
We couldn't agree more.
Thank
Marty,
you.
before you go, thank you for everything that you both do. It was a wonderful day. The weather was perfect. There were tons of people there. Did you get a lot of good feedback from your vendors?
Yes. we
Awesome.
did. A lot of good feedback from a lot of people.
Good.
You know where we get most of our feedback? On their vans back to their cars. The van drivers listen to their comments. It's like when you're a parent and you listen to you drive your kids around.
Right.
A lot of positive comments there.
That's good. Now, is there anything else coming up at Promont we need to know about? Any kind of plug you want to give?
We're going to have the open house in conjunction with Milford Home Days. So Promont will be open that day, decorated for Christmas, and then it'll be open again on December 19th.
Hometown holidays.
Hometown holidays, thank you.
On Saturday, the 27th.
Saturday the 27th, yeah, Promont will be open. I think that's about it for now.
Those are the big ones
Yep.
coming up.
Awesome. Thank you, ladies. Anybody else? All right, there being none. Oh, good, Claire. Okay, let's head to standing committee reports. Public
you,
Service
Mayor.
Committee, Ms. Chamberlain.
Thank you. I called the meeting to order at 9:30 on October 1st. Present were myself, Ted Haskins, and Mayor Amy Velardo. From staff, we had City Manager Michael Doss, Finance Director Pat Worthland, Service Department Supervisor Ed Hackmeister, Water Department Supervisor Joe Castile. Visitors were Tim Casto from Kleiningers, Sam Mortons also from Kleiningers. Approval of the August 16th, 2021 Public Services Committee minutes, we all voted yes. The first item on the agenda was the Sycamore Street stormwater bids. Tim Casto with Kleiningers Group discussed the bid process on September 23rd, 2021 for the Sycamore Street storm sewer improvements. This is for the storm sewer work on Sycamore Street where townhomes are under construction on High Street. They have a detention basin, and the intent was to tie into the existing public storm sewer, which is at High and Sycamore and continues down into Main Street. There was a collapse in the existing storm system. The intent with this project was to replace and install that storm system from High Street down to the connection on Main Street. Their obligation will be to tie into the new proposed public system on Sycamore. This situation will take care of Sycamore Street and the immediate development. The lowest bid was from DJ Drew Company LLC at $77,330. The committee agreed to make a recommendation for the law director to draft an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with the DJ Drew Company LLC in the amount of $77,330 for Sycamore Storm Sewer Project.
Second.
Mr. Redmond,
Yes.
Ms. Velardo,
Yes.
Mr. Haskins,
Yes.
Ms. Evans,
Yes.
Ms. Russell,
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell,
Yes.
Ms. Chamberlain.
Yes. The next item on the agenda was the pavement assessment report. Mr. Doss explained that this was one of the objectives sought out for 2021 to get a full assessment of all of the streets and asphalt and concrete curb conditions to create a comprehensive plan to do an analysis of all the items, which we as a city could go back with the service department supervisor, Ed Hackmeister, and use these priority projects within our budgets with our scope to do projects essentially for the next 10 years plus. It is a great tool that we can use internally from an operational standpoint to start addressing some of the streets and seeing what streets we need to prioritize. We want to meet with council at budget time about appropriations to take care of these existing pavement condition improvements. Mr. Doss indicated that this study would provide the city with the ability to prioritize street paving projects and establish capital improvement projects for addressing street improvements. Mr. Doss further indicated that the study would enable the city to budget for future projects and assist with future grant funding. Mr. Doss said that similar studies have been performed in other communities and have been proven successful. Tim Casto with Kleinagers presented information regarding the culmination and the results from the pavement management study for the city of Milford. The pavement management study provided detailed analysis of all city streets and road. The analysis included evaluation of the street pavement conditions, distress of the pavement, and degree of asphalt concrete degradation. The analysis scored and ranked each street based on the criteria and conditions. Mr. Casto discussed the average of pavement condition index score of 64 for the typical streets that we have in the city. That is based from 100 being equal fresh brand new paved street to 1 a completely failed dirt gravel road. And every year that the city moves through, another year the pavement condition gets worse. It starts to accelerate as time goes by. If we are scoring at a 64 and we want to maintain a 64, how much pavement do we need to improve to bring it back to the 100 condition or in the 90s from a resurfacing to be able to just hold that? And we are looking at around $600,000 annual investment to be able to maintain that level of pavement condition. The committee reviewed different scenarios if we were to average out a 58 pavement condition index. Mr. Casto indicated that the pavement study findings are available online for public access via roadway.roadbotics.com. The login is milford@roadbotics.com, and the password is milfordisawesome. Sam Morton at Kleinagers reviewed information on the smart board with the committee and reviewed examples of streets and the distresses areas that need repair. Concrete roads and the cost of replacing pulled our score down. These are OPWC opportunities. The alleyways and how we look on those was also discussed. The committee would like the information to be brought to a city council meeting to discuss the report and to identify and collaborate from a budget standpoint a consistent appropriation every year. The report was amazing.
Oh, yeah, I can't, I was waiting for you to finish. I was gonna gloss over that. I just thought it was amazing.
Yeah, it was awesome. The next item was ARPA appropriation for SCADA system. Mr. Doss discussed with the committee how council recently approved in August to replace our SCADA system. Since the approval, we have been working with IT to get all the information up and online so we can have 24-hour remote coverage at the water plant. We feel it is beneficial to go back and have committee and council consider and approve legislation that would specifically appropriate funds from ARPA, America Rescue Plan Act, for the SCADA project. And Mr. Doss also discussed the criteria by the federal government through the U.S. Department of Treasury interim final rule as it relates to ARPA funds. He believes that this project for the SCADA system will qualify. He would like for the committee to recommend legislation to the overall council to utilize these funds for the purchase of the SCADA system. The amount is $59,548. The remaining funds from our total ARPA, $718,691.08 dollars. I don't even know how to say that we will receive is actually going to be our match for our two OPWC's projects. The committee agreed to make a recommendation for the law director to draft an ordinance authorizing the use of the ARPA, America Rescue Plan Act funds in the amount of $59,548 for the purchase of a SCADA system for the Water Department as provided under the U.S. Department of Treasury interim final rule section D to make necessary improvements in water, sewer, and/or broadband infrastructure.
Second.
Mr. Mitchell,
Yes.
Ms. Velardo,
Yes.
Mr. Redmond,
Yes.
Ms. Russell,
Yes.
Ms. Chamberlain,
Yes.
Mr. Haskins,
Yes.
Ms. Evans.
Excuse me, yes.
Additional business, Mr. Doss addressed golf cart signs that they were installed. A quote regarding automated crosswalk signs that beep, and also working on Valley View Circle information. There being no other further business, the meeting adjourned at 10:35 with a motion from Ms. Velardo, seconded by Mr. Haskins, and we all agreed.
Thank you, Mrs. Chamberlain. I do want to go back really quick and just talk about this pavement management study. One of the things that we talked about in committee was the fact that it included alleyways, which probably brought that number down a little bit lower than it would have been had it not incorporated alleys. And I believe I can speak for all of us, no one's going to go back and pave all those alleys. But what they also did was they went through every city within the city of Milford and took a picture every 10 feet of every one of our roads, every 10 feet. And if you go on this website, it highlights the roads that are in decent shape, not so good shape, and you can click on it, and it will give you a street view of specifically, you know, the road conditions on Cleveland Avenue, the road conditions on Belt Street, that kind of thing. So I think it's worth repeating, if you don't mind, Ms. Chamberlain, that the pavement management study, it is online, it is for public viewing. You can access it by going to, wait a minute here, access via roadway.roadbotics.com, roadway.roadbotics, roadbotics.com. The login is milford@roadbotics.com. The password, Milford is awesome. That should be easy to remember.
Great password.
Great password.
Great password.
Yeah, very good report. Happy to see the water department getting that long overdue SCADA system. That is going to be amazing. So thank you. Okay, city manager report, Mr. Doss.
Thank you, Mayor. And just to hit on that SCADA system, again, we are working with them. The software is in, they're getting ready to get the hardware in, and we're hoping to have the SCADA system back up online by mid-October. Everything's looking good. So we had basically a 3-month layover from the problems that we had in early July, which isn't too bad. Actually, the software was a little easier to get than the hardware because computers are difficult to get, but we found a vendor. We should be in good shape and get that finalized and get back up to full operations. Just to let some of council know and also let the public know, our next Milford on the Miami newsletter will be coming out in the next few weeks. Production for that will be tomorrow. And this edition will focus on the 5 Points Landing Park project. the upcoming levy, and some of the city fall services that we do around here. Federal and state grant updates, we are rounding third and heading for home, essentially. It's a Reds reference.
I liked it. Very
I'm a
nice.
Cubs fan. The city anticipates receiving final funding notice in October for the following projects. The US 50 Lila Avenue Street and Pedestrian Improvements Project, that's through OKI. We're gonna know about that next week. We're gonna get that funding for $750,000. It's just not official yet. Wallace Water Tower, we are still waiting word. They said 45 days from the application. We would get notice, and that 45 days was up on Saturday, so we should be hearing something about that soon. That's full funding of our water tower, and that's through the Ohio Water and Sewer Infrastructure Grant Program. Wallace Avenue Supply Line, which is through Ohio Public Works, and Garfield Avenue Discharge Line, which is also through Ohio Public Works. We scored very well coming out of Claremont County. We now go to OPWC's district office in Lebanon, along with Warren County and Butler County, and of course us as well. We're looking really good for that project also. And then we also anticipate receiving final funding notice in November for a portion of the Wallace Water Tower project from the Appalachian Regional Commission. If we are successful in getting all these grants, the total grants we will receive are $4,633,000 and, well, $633,080. This is in addition to the $718,000 and change that we got from ARPA. So federal and state funds will be well over 5.3 if we hit each one of these grants. So hopefully we'll have some more exciting news, maybe at the next council meeting, we hope. Standing committee meetings, there are none at this time. October the 13th is our tree board meeting. That's at 1:30. October 13th is also our planning commission meeting at 6 o'clock, which I understand will be an interesting meeting. October 19th is our next regularly scheduled city council meeting at 7. And of course, very important, because we have a couple items on the ballot. November 2nd is election day. Charter amendments and our park levy are on the ballot, so I encourage everybody to go out and vote. And then I know we have a council meeting coming up prior to this, but Pat Worthland would kill me if I did not mention November 9th is our city council budget session at 5 o'clock. City council budget session at 5.
Thank you, Mr. Doss, and great work on those grants. I'm anxious to see what we get there.
Thank you, Mayor.
Good evening, Chief.
Good evening, Mayor, City Council. Yeah, you should have my September monthly report in front of you, and I'll touch on some of those highlights. In terms of training, all supervisors received in-service training on our Project Lifesaver program. Officer Yeri attended his monthly special response team training. Officer Dennis attended her monthly dive team training. We held range training for all sworn members, and we issued several read-in signs for our updated policies to remain in compliance with our CLIA accreditation. In terms of notable occurrences, we had 2 more catalytic converter thefts, and we also had a contractor who reported a theft of about $2,000 in tools from down on Mill Street. So I'd like to remind the public to always call us if you see anything that looks suspicious. I promise you're not going to burden us. That's what we're here for, and we'd rather go on 100 false alarms than take any more of these. So please don't hesitate to call us. And don't worry about getting the non-emergency number. If you see something happening, that's a crime in progress. That's a valid use of 911. We had a busy month administratively. As you probably recall, Officer Robert West was promoted to the rank of sergeant on September 13th. We will hold his ceremonial swear-in at the next city council meeting on October 19th. Officer Williams received his 2nd quarterly probationary evaluation. That's something we do with all new hires. They're evaluated quarterly to make sure they're still on track, and he is doing just fine. Also excited to announce that I am in the process of applying for the Ohio Office of Criminal Justice Services body-worn camera grant for purchasing body-worn cameras next year. Some community relations items. Officers conducted daily visits at Pattison Elementary, and we also participated in the Heroes Day on September 10th with them. Posted a lot of those pictures on Facebook. We also were happy to participate in the annual Memorial Day ceremony at Station 71. Our Citizens Police Academy is moving along nicely. They've met every week. You may have noticed on social media that At Your Service Roofing and Remodeling provided lunch for us in the month of September, and artist John Beasley donated a handmade tile that we now have proudly on display in our lobby, and Aaron Witt, a local business owner, donated $3,000 to our police community partnership Once again, that's the fund that we use to provide Shop with a Hero, Halloween safety patrols, Citizens Police Academies. Virtually all of our outreach comes from that fund. But I would like to remind our residents that we never, ever make phone solicitations. I just heard today that a resident called and said that they received one of those calls. They're frustrating, they're fictitious. We will never call you. We'll never ask you in general for money, not in terms of a donation, but we certainly do not make solicitations over the phone. So if you get those calls, you can rest assured that money is not going to your local police department.
I have a question and a comment.
Sure.
Very generous donation from Mr. Witt.
Yes, that was quite surprising.
Yeah, and catalytic converters. Why do they steal catalytic converters?
It used to be for the Platinum, and I assume that's the case again.
Oh.
We saw those
Aren't they hard to get to, or you just climb
No.
under a car
No,
and pop them
no,
out?
it's right there on your
They can do it
exhaust
in like
system.
15 minutes.
Did they get yours?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking from experience.
No wonder
In
you're
my
so, I'm
driveway.
like, why is she all over this? Right? Wow.
I can't explain the surge. Years ago, it was a regular thing, like the air conditioner thefts, but some changes in legislation made it a lot more difficult to sell that stuff to scrap yards. I don't know what's changed, but we are seeing that again.
I did not know that. I'm sorry to hear that.
So yeah, if you see anyone crawling around a car, call us. You know, we understand that it could be the vehicle owner, but we'd
You
rather.
can rule that out.
Right, exactly. We'd rather find out
Yeah.
than have you find out the next day when you see your neighbor filing a police report.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
I believe our fire EMS had to step out for an emergency. So if they happen to come back, great. If not, we will move on to new business. It looks like we want to announce that trick or treat, the all-important trick or treat night, Beggars Night, will be Sunday, August the 31st from 6 to 8. So if you're wondering when Beggars Night is, it is Sunday, August 31st from 6 to 8. Does count, what's that? Oh, yeah, that'd be, yeah, sorry. October, I apologize. Does anyone else have anything they want to share? Anything exciting going on?
I just say great reports today. Really exciting stuff for the city that's coming together. The grant work that Michael's been doing, city manager, is
Yeah,
excellent.
that's huge.
Really excited to see how that plays out. And the pavement study, what a great investment
Yeah.
for what we get
I'm anxious
for
to
it.
get your feedback when you guys take a look at that. I just sat there with my mouth open. I thought, holy cow, this is the best information we've had. And the time they must have put into it. Okay, so we will move on to ordinances and resolutions. Mr. Manier.
Thank you, Mayor. Ordinance 2021-105, an ordinance authorizing an agreement with the DJ Drew Company LLC for the Sycamore Street Storm Sewer Improvement Project, now therefore be ordained by the Council of the Municipality of Milford. Section 1, the Council of the City of Milford hereby authorizes the city manager to enter into and execute an agreement with the DJ Drew Company LLC for the Sycamore Street Storm Sewer Improvement Project for the contract amount of $77,330. The terms and conditions of said contract shall be and hereby are incorporated herein by reference pursuant to and in accordance with Section 12.03 of the Milford City Charter. Section 2 pursuant to and in accordance with Section 12.05 of the Milford City Charter, this ordinance shall become effective immediately upon its passage by City Council.
Move to suspend the rules and read by title only.
Second.
Mr. Mitchell,
Yes.
Mr. Redmond,
Yes.
Miss Evans,
Yes.
Miss Velardo,
Yes.
Miss Russell,
Yes.
Miss Chamberlain,
Yes.
Mr. Haskins.
Yes.
Ordinance 2021-105, an ordinance authorizing an agreement with the DJ Drew Company LLC for the Sycamore Street Storm Sewer Improvement Project.
Motion to adopt.
Second.
Miss Russell,
Yes.
Miss Velardo,
Yes.
Miss Evans,
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell,
Yes.
Miss Chamberlain,
Yes.
Mr. Haskins.
Yes.
Mr. Redmond.
Yes.
Ordinance 2021-106, an ordinance authorizing the use of American Rescue Plan Act ARPA funds for the purchase of a SCADA system for the City of Milford Water Department. Now therefore be it ordained by the Council of the Municipality of Milford, Section 1. The Council of the City of Milford hereby authorizes the use of ARPA funds in the amount of $59,548 for the purchase of a SCADA system for the City of Milford Water Department pursuant to and in accordance with the U.S. Department of Treasury interim final rule, Section D, to make necessary improvements in water, sewer, and/or broadband infrastructure, Section 2, pursuant to in accordance with Section 12.05 of the Milford City Charter. This ordinance shall become effective immediately upon its passage by City Council.
Move to suspend the rules and read by title only?
Second?
Ms. Evans?
Yes.
Ms. Velardo?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Ms. Russell?
Yes.
Mr. Redmond?
Yes.
Mr. Haskins?
Yes.
Ms. Chamberlain?
Yes.
Ordinance 2021-106, an ordinance authorizing the use of American Rescue Plan Act ARPA funds for the purchase of a SCADA system for the City of Milford Water Department.
Motion to adopt?
Second?
Ms. Evans?
Yes.
Mr. Redmond?
Yes.
Mr. Haskins?
Yes.
Ms. Chamberlain?
Yes.
Ms. Velardo?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Ms. Russell?
Yes.
All right, everyone. If no one has any further business, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved?
Second?
Velardo?
Yes.
Ms. Evans?
Yes.
Ms. Russell?
Yes.
Mr. Mitchell?
Yes.
Mr. Redmond?
Yes.
Ms. Chamberlain?
Yes.
Mr. Haskins?
Yes.
All right, everybody have a good night. Thank you.